The city of San Francisco on a quiet afternoon feels like an unlikely backdrop for the climax of a global manhunt. But inside a small public library, an invisible empire was about to fall. Plainclothes officers orchestrated a careful distraction, perfectly timing their move. Before the suspect could react, his open, unencrypted laptop was swiped directly from his desk. To the public, this was a flawless victory. The FBI, the DEA, and multiple other federal agencies had just taken down the Silk Road, a massive dark web marketplace responsible for over $1.2 billion in illegal sales. But the immaculate press releases left something out. Buried in the shadow of this historic bust was a multi-million-dollar cyber heist orchestrated by the very law enforcement agents sworn to stop it. As prosecutors began digging through the digital evidence, the numbers didn't add up. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency had simply vanished from the site's accounts. There were bizarre records of payments to a hitman and clear proof that highly classified intelligence had been sold directly to the target. The people who took that money thought they were ghosts. They were operating through an anonymous, unregulated corner of the internet that hides websites from search engines and masks user identities. But they made a crucial miscalculation about the currency they were stealing. Bitcoin doesn't rely on bank accounts. It uses a blockchain, an immutable public ledger. This means the system mathematically locks every single transfer of funds into a permanent, unbreakable timeline. By pulling that permanent digital thread backward from the day of the bust, investigators had to reconstruct the entire history of the Silk Road, and what they found forced them to look inside their own ranks. The architect of this massive black market was Ross Ulbricht, a sweet-natured former Boy Scout from Texas. Ross was a strict libertarian who wanted to build a totally unrestricted online economy, free from government control. Working from his bedroom, he figured out a way to make that a reality. He combined the Tor web browser, which conceals a user's real location, with the brand-new decentralized currency called Bitcoin. When he promoted the site on internet forums, traffic exploded. Within months, the Silk Road was generating an estimated $500,000 in sales every single week. Ross had to hire active users to moderate the forums and handle the endless stream of customer disputes. Without realizing it, Ross had constructed the perfect digital honeypot. It was a vault packed with completely anonymous, untraceable wealth, an irresistible temptation for the highly secretive federal agents assigned to shut it down. The government formed the Baltimore Task Force specifically to hunt down the Silk Road's founder. Their first major breakthrough came when they successfully tracked down and arrested one of Ross's top site moderators, a man named Curtis Green. This is where the police work stopped and the heist began. An agent named Shaun Bridges took Curtis's confiscated laptop and immediately logged into the high-level moderator account. Bridges completely abused those administrative privileges. He silently siphoned $350,000 worth of Bitcoin directly out of the Silk Road's central funds, dumping the stolen crypto straight into his own private accounts. When Ross noticed the missing funds, he panicked. He didn't know Curtis had been arrested, so he assumed his employee had simply robbed him. Advised by his inner circle that he needed to send a brutal message, Ross crossed a dark line. He ordered a hitman to execute his own employee. Another member of the task force, Agent Carl Force, had already been working undercover on the site, posing as a major drug smuggler named Knob. Seeing Ross's desperate request, Force actually stepped in and offered to carry out the murder himself for $80,000. Ross paid the upfront fee. Agent Force then took Curtis, the moderator they already had safely in custody, and staged a gruesome fake death scene. He snapped a photo of the fake body, sent it to Ross, and collected the rest of the blood money. Force didn't stop there. He began extorting Ross directly, selling him highly sensitive inside information about the DEA's own active investigation in exchange for an astonishing $750,000 in Bitcoin. These two men had entirely abandoned their oaths. Under the cover of an official federal investigation, they were running a highly lucrative extortion and theft ring from right inside the United States government. Force and Bridges thought they had pulled off the perfect crime. They believed that keeping all the stolen money in Bitcoin meant there was zero connection back to their real names, but they severely underestimated the digital trail. An IRS tax inspector cross-referenced a few simple Google searches with that immutable blockchain ledger, tracing the connection straight to a specific public library in San Francisco. That library is where the undercover officers finally swiped Ross's unencrypted laptop. This device held private chat logs and personal diaries Ross stored locally. Investigators found meticulous records detailing every interaction with his extortionists. The timestamps perfectly matched the permanent blockchain records of the stolen funds. The exact same machine Ross used to build his anonymous, multi-million-dollar empire provided the undeniable hard evidence needed to completely destroy the agents' alibis. The digital trail left no room for denial. Force and Shaun Bridges were both caught, convicted, and sentenced to roughly 6 years in federal prison for their staggering greed. But the young creator they were hunting faced a drastically different outcome. For building the website, Ross Ulbricht was handed 2 life sentences plus 40 years, with absolutely no chance of parole. The disparity in the justice system is glaring. The idealistic kid who coded a free market was locked away forever, while the sworn officers who stole hundreds of thousands of dollars and staged fake executions received just a fraction of the punishment. The Silk Road demonstrated that digital anonymity provides a shield for more than illegal commerce. It creates a space where the authorities assigned to monitor the network can operate with the same secrecy as the criminals they are paid to hunt.